Feng Xiaoshan took the brother and sister to an open space. This is the training ground of Kamikaze Academy. There were many students on the training ground, and Feng Xiaoshan's teammates also came. They also wanted to see how much power the combination of wind and fire could unleash. Feng Xiaoshan, Huo Wuxuang, and Huo Wu stood in the center of the training ground. The students got out of the way. Feng Xiaoshan possesses innate soul power, a top-level mutant martial soul beast, and combines attack, agility, and defense. He can also create his own soul skills and is a genius student of Kamikaze Academy. Therefore, it has a high prestige among students. Huo Wu is extremely beautiful, with a fair face, delicate facial features and a pair of big eyes that shine with a faint silver light. He is tall and well-proportioned, with long dark red wavy hair hanging down to his waist. Standing there like a flame. The students watching were talking a lot. Who are those two people? Why is Captain Xiaoshan doing with them? They are from Blazing Fire Academy. The girl's name is Huo Wu, and the other is her brother Huo Wuxuang. Oh, so she is Huo Wu. She has a good figure and is beautiful. No wonder Captain Xiaoshan likes her. Yeah, I don't know why the two brothers and sisters found themselves here. Looking at this posture, are they going to spar? Blazing Fire Academy is also one of our Kamikaze Academy's opponents in the Soul Master competition. We will meet sooner or later. It's not a bad thing to communicate in advance. More and more students are watching. The huge movement caused a sensation even in the teaching building. The huge movement caused a sensation. Look. Captain Xiaoshan seems to be competing with someone. It's a 1-on-2 battle. In the conference room, Dean Lin had just finished a meeting with the teachers. Hearing the noise outside, he stood up and looked around. Standing on the third floor, you can see the training ground clearly. Teacher Liang, that seems to be your grandson Feng Xiaoshan, right? The teacher stopped. Feng Liang also saw it. Well, it's indeed that boy. The other two students don't seem to be from our school. What do they want to do? Fight. Dean Lin, based on my understanding of Feng Xiaoshan, he shouldn't do such an outrageous thing. The person who spoke was Xu Chen, the leader of Feng Xiaoshan's team and a level 62 attack spirit emperor. Feng Liang shook his head and said, I don't know what that kid wants to do. He has been practicing in Hurricane Valley recently. I went to Blazing Academy a few days ago. Those two students should be from Blazing Academy. It seems like the three of them are exchanging technology. Maybe. The teacher stood in the corridor with Dean Lin and Feng Liang, looking at the training ground downstairs, with no intention of leaving. On the training ground, Feng Xiaoshan smiled slightly and said, You both have fire attributes and are the best in terms of attack power. Release your fire and use my wind power to see how far you can go. Huo Wuxuang asked curiously. Is it soul skill fusion? Okay, I'll go first. Huo Wu stepped aside and made way for the venue. Huo Wuxuang displayed his soul ring, gathered his soul power, and then roared. The third soul skill, fierce fire attack. With a boom, countless sparks gathered together to form a huge fireball. At the same time, Feng Xiaoshan also completed accumulating power. Tornado storm. Suddenly, a powerful whirlwind rolled up a huge fireball. Then, the entire wind column was dyed red by the fire. You stirred up the strong wind, you understood the secret of the fusion of wind and fire, you controlled the wind and fire, you created the fire dragon storm. Close black lens bracket. As the two worked closely together, the storm became more intense and the fire became bigger and bigger. The onlookers felt the heat and were unbearable, and retreated one after another. If there were enemies in the center of this fiery storm, they would have been reduced to ashes. The teachers were stunned. There are two major factions in the Soul Master world. Among them, one major faction advocates fusion flow, which combines the strengths of each faction, cooperates with each other, learns from each other's strengths, and gives full play to the team's strengths. Another major faction advocates extreme flow, hoping to maximize the power of a single element. The 5 element academies are all representatives of extreme flow. But at this time, what Feng Xiaoshan did was to fuse wind and fire, bursting out with even greater power. Seeing Dean Lin staring intently at the training ground, the teachers looked at each other, at a loss. Feng Liang smiled awkwardly. My grandson is a bit disobedient. He always likes to study some self-created soul skills, which delays his leveling up. He should have just developed this, and he hasn't told me yet. Dean Lin nodded and said meaningfully. Lao Feng, now is the age of young people. Do you think it's time for us old guys to change our minds? Old Lin, what do you mean? I have to admit that Feng Xiaoshan is very good. He created 2 soul skills at a young age, and he can also fuse different elements to explode with even greater power. Yeah, I don't know why this kid likes to toss so much. Fire borrows the power of wind, and wind creates fire. The combination of wind and fire is infinitely powerful. While the two were chatting, Huo Wu came on the stage and replaced Huo Wuxuang. Huo Wu looked at Feng Xiaoshan and said with a confident smile. Your idea is not bad. The fusion of wind and fire does produce stronger power. Your storm was dominant just now, but my blazing fire is more intense. Can you still control it? Feng Xiaoshan smiled disapprovingly. Then give it a try. Huo Wu showed his soul ring, 2 yellow and 2 purple. The onlookers were shocked again. I didn't expect that the girl actually has 4 soul rings and has reached the soul sect level, which is even more powerful than her brother. Chevron_left. Previous. Home. Huowu is no worse than Feng Xiaoshan. Although she is only 18 years old, her soul power is 2 levels higher than that of her brother, reaching level 41. Moreover, she is a control soul master and the soul of the Blazing Academy team. Her beast spirit is Naruto, a shadow with herself as its main body. It is extremely special and can bring out the fire element to its fullest extent. In addition, she also has a special talent skill, Ring Fusion. It can instantly release the soul power released by several of its soul rings when outputting skills, maximizing its own soul power output, with extremely strong explosive power and multiplied power. It is precisely because of this talent that Huowu has lived in an environment surrounded by stars since he was a child. He has a very proud personality, is competitive, and finds it difficult to accept failure. Of course Feng Xiaoshan knew this. However, he was confident that he could control the fire released by Huowu. Huowu smiled confidently and directly activated his most powerful soul skill. The 4th soul skill, Fire Dance Yaoyong. In an instant, flames condensed in Huowu's hands, and then condensed into a huge fireball above his head. The fireball can lock onto the opponent, fly quickly, and have powerful power. Huowu shoots it towards Feng Xiaoshan. At the same time, Feng Xiaoshan was also ready. Tornado storm. Suddenly, a fierce tornado enveloped the fire, and light waves shot straight into the sky. The fire and wind were much more intense than before. Huowu was surprised. The soul power she injected was already very strong, and she tried to control the direction of the wind with fire. But the dominant one was still Baofeng controlled by Feng Xiaoshan. Feng Xiaoshan possesses a 10,000-year black ring, and with the assistance of the 9 Yang magic internal skill and mental technique, his soul power is even better. The storm and the fire merged into one, and were firmly controlled by Feng Xiaoshan. In the Blazing Academy team, Huowu has always been in control of the entire team. This time, she experienced what it felt like to be controlled. Although I feel a little unwilling in my heart. But due to Feng Xiaoshan's powerful field control ability, she was convinced of the defeat. Seeing everything on the field, everyone onlookers were shocked. The teachers upstairs were stunned. That girl is so talented at such a young age that she can emit such a fierce fire. She is indeed a rare genius, but Feng Xiaoshan is even better. Wind and fire blend together, and the wind element has always been dominant. The future life is terrible. On the training ground, Feng Xiaoshan and Huowu both stopped. Huo Wushwang ran up, very excited. Brother Tian, this self-created soul skill of yours is really powerful. It is perfectly combined with Huowu's fire. It is even more powerful than before. Not only did I create my own soul skills, I have actually understood the art of controlling the wind. The brother and sister were shocked again. Feng Xiaoshan has changed so much now that he deserves the title of a genius soul master with innate soul power. Today is the first time we have cooperated. It has not yet shown its true strength. In the future, if we cooperate more and gain more practical experience, we will have a better understanding. Brother Tian is right. I don't know what kind of power your storm will produce when it merges with water or ice. Just go to Tianshui College and give it a try. Brother Tian, when will we go? Huowu was a little angry and kicked his brother. Are you so anxious to go to Tianshui College to see those beautiful girls? Oh, you really want to go too, don't you? Snort. Huowu wanted to see which girl was so charming that she stole Feng Xiaoshan, who had been secretly in love with her for 5 years. Feng Xiaoshan, let me ask you. What kind of girl is the Shui Binger you were looking for? Actually, I haven't seen her before, but I know that she is about the same age as you. She is gentle, kind, intelligent, and has both beauty and strength. After hearing this, Huowu became even more angry. Feng Xiaoshan actually praised other girls in front of her. You mean I'm not gentle, kind, or beautiful? Feng Xiaoshan shook his head helplessly. Girls always like to be messy and unreasonable, especially an arrogant young lady like Huowu. I'm not comparing her to you. She is her and you are you. You haven't even met her, how can you know so much? Have you secretly investigated her? The more Huowu thought about it, the angrier he became. Although Feng Xiaoshan had nothing to do with her, this feeling of inferiority was really unpleasant. Okay, let's not talk about this anymore. We are going to Tianshui College to do business this time. When to go? It's a bit late today, let's do it tomorrow. The three of them were chatting when Feng Liang came over. Feng Xiaoshan introduced each other. This is my grandfather, the chief instructor of Kamikaze Academy. Grandpa, these two are my friends, Huo Wushwang and Huo Wu, from Blazing Fire Academy. Huo Wushwang and Huo Wu said respectfully. Hello Grandpa Feng. Feng Liang was very happy. Hello. It turns out you are Huo Wu. Xiaoshan once mentioned you to me. A tiger father has no dog son. No wonder you two are so good. Huo Wu secretly glanced at Feng Xiaoshan, feeling a little happy. Grandpa Feng, do you know my father? Haha, Huo Tianong, the dean of Blazing Fire Academy, we are all old acquaintances. I see. Feng Liang looked at Feng Xiaoshan and ordered. Xiaoshan, take them around for a while and come back for dinner together later. Grandpa Feng, you are too polite. They are all Xiaoshan's friends, so there is no need to see them outside, haha. Feng Liang left after saying that. Seeing that the brother and sister were a little at a loss, Feng Xiaoshan said. You don't have to be restrained. It seems that Grandpa will let you two stay at home for one night after dinner. Huo Wushwang scratched his head. How troublesome this is. No trouble, anyway, it's just me and Grandpa at home. Let's go and show you around. Kamikaze Academy, like Blazing Academy, has very few girls, and most of the students are boys. Huo Wu is beautiful and can become the center of attention wherever she goes. There were also many people talking about her being Feng Xiaoshan's girlfriend. This gave her a small sense of vanity. After school, Feng Xiaoshan brought the brother and sister home. Feng Liang prepared a sumptuous dinner to entertain them. The dinner was very enjoyable. At night, Feng Liang came to Feng Xiaoshan's room. Xiaoshan, have you made arrangements for them both? That girl Huo Wu is pretty good. It seems like she likes you a little bit. Why are you so lukewarm to her? No. Grandpa is old, but he's not blind yet. Are you two at odds? Grandpa, we are just ordinary friends, not what you think. Feng Liang waved his hand and smiled. You young people should solve your own problems. By the way, what is the name of your newly created soul skill? It stole the show today. Dean Lin, I, and several teachers were all watching upstairs. Still waiting. Grandpa, after these few days of hard thinking, I have gained some understanding of the art of controlling the wind. That soul skill is called Tornado Storm. It is dominated by wind and can integrate other elements into it to exert greater power. Chevron_left. Preview. After listening to Feng Xiaoshan's description, Feng Liang felt very relieved. Feng Xiaoshan's talent is gradually realized. In the past few years, I have devoted myself to researching my own soul skills, which has delayed my leveling up. He had just created the Wind Demon Wolf Continuous Slash, but he didn't expect to create another soul skill in such a short period of time. And it can also be integrated with other elements to leverage its strength. Today on the training ground, Feng Xiaoshan was firmly in control of the situation. He originally integrated strong attack, agile attack, and defense. Now there is an additional control skill, making it more comprehensive. Xiaoshan, you are getting better and better now. Grandpa is really proud of you. Grandpa, do you think the dean and teachers have any objections to me using the element of wind to fuse it with other elements? Feng Liang sighed. Dean Lin has no objection. The shortcomings of extreme flow are too obvious. Only extremely powerful soul masters can bring out its greatest advantages. Feng Liang said, patting Feng Xiaoshan's shoulder, full of expectation. Nowadays, the soul master world, represented by Wuhun Palace, increasingly respects the fusion flow. I hope that one day, you can promote the extreme flow. Grandpa, don't worry, I will definitely work hard. Feng Liang nodded happily. Then you go to bed earlier. Grandpa, I have something else to tell you. What's the matter? Tell me. I want to take Huo Wushwang and Huo Wu to Tianshui College. We will set off tomorrow. Feng Liang was stunned. Tianshui Academy is located in Tianshui City in the northwest of Tiando Empire, close to the seaside and hundreds of miles away from Divine Wind Academy. Why are you going to Tianshui College? I want to see what kind of power a tornado storm can produce when combined with ice, rain, snow and other water elements. Feng Liang joked. Then are you going to Thunder Academy next? Try the fusion of storm and thunder. No, let's forget about Thunder Academy. Why? Behind the Thunder Academy is the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus family, one of the three upper sects. They are arrogant, and they may not like our three-element Academy of Wind, Fire and Water. Feng Liang smiled. That's what you said. However, the Water Academy is an all-girls school that day, and you and Xiaoshuang, two boys, may not be able to get in. Grandpa, we will think of a solution when the time comes. Let's go first. Feng Liang thought for a while. Let's do this. I'll write a letter of introduction for you to take with you. Our five-element colleges have contacts with each other. Although Dean Meng of Tianshui College is a little aloof, he will give me some face. This is the best, thank you Grandpa. You've grown up, and it's time to go out and make a splash. Remember, on other people's territory, be careful and don't be reckless. Well, early the next morning, the three of them set out for Tianshui City in the northwest. Set off in the morning and arrive in the evening. Tianshui City is located on the seaside. It has a beautiful environment and a comfortable temperature. It is a good place for leisure travel. After a day's journey, the three of them were all hungry, so they randomly found a small street shop to sit down. Huo Wushwang said. You two sit down for a while, and I'll go order some food. Brother, I want something spicy. I know. Brother Tian, what about you? I'm free to do whatever I want, it's up to you. As soon as Feng Xiaoshan and Huo Wu sat down, they heard a girl crying at the next table. Sitting there were a man and a woman, two young people. Brother Chang, do you really not love me anymore? Xiaoya, I'm sorry. Let's break up. But you clearly loved me before. If you think what I did wasn't good enough, I can change it. You're nice, but we're really not a good match. Is it because of the short-haired girl? Who is she? Don't think blindly, we are just ordinary friends. But, I saw it all, you and her walking hand in hand. The boy was silent and the girl was even sadder. Feng Xiaoshan and Huowu could hear their conversation clearly. At this time, Huowu seemed to have thought of something and stared at Feng Xiaoshan angrily. Feng Xiaoshan smiled awkwardly. Why do you look at me like that? HMPH. You like the new and hate the old, none of you men are good. After Huowu finished speaking, she stood up, walked to the girl, and comforted. Sister, don't be sad. It's not worth it for someone who doesn't love you. You are so beautiful, there is no need to care about this toad. The boy was scolded and instantly became angry. Who are you? Who are you calling a toad? Mind your own business. Huowu picked up the drink on the table and threw it directly on the boy's face. The boy was caught off guard, his face and clothes were stained, and he became even more angry. You crazy girl, you're tired of living. Just as he was about to take action, he saw a blazing flame coming out of Huowu's palm, and his legs became weak with fear. Are you a fire soul master? You restless bastard, if you dare to bully this sister again, I will burn you to death, so get out of here. The boy stood up and ran away. Huowu turned around to comfort the girl again. Sister, are you okay? I'm fine, I'm just a little unwilling. Thank you for standing up for me. It's okay, we are all girls. You have to be stronger in the future, and you will definitely meet someone more suitable. The girl smiled, said goodbye to Huowu and left. Huowu sat down, as if his anger had not subsided. Huo Wushwang brought the food and saw that his sister looked unhappy. Feng Xiaoshan spread his hands, looking innocent. Sister, what's wrong with you? Who messed with you? It's nothing. I just saw a man and woman break up. Brother, if you meet a girl you like in the future, you can't be half-hearted. Of course. Okay, don't be angry, let's eat. After eating, the three of them walked around the city for a while. Afterwards, we found a hotel to rest. The next day, the three of them inquired together and found Tianshui College. Tianshui College is heavily guarded. There is a huge warning sign at the door with several big words written on it. No non-men allowed in. This is the only academy composed of women in Douluo continent. The students, teachers and other staff inside are all women. The girls walking in and out of the school gate are all fair-skinned, beautiful and long-legged. Huowu always becomes the focus of people with her outstanding appearance. But against the background of those beautiful girls from Tianshui College, it doesn't look so dazzling. When the girls saw Feng Xiaoshan and Huo Wushwang, they whispered. I haven't seen those two boys before. I don't know who they are squatting on. Look at the one with blue and silver hair, he's so cool. The one with the red hair and the turban is not bad either. There are only a few girls in Blazing Academy, and even more beautiful ones are rare. Seeing so many beautiful girls for the first time, Huo Wushwang was a little uncomfortable. Being stared at by several girls, he blushed with embarrassment. Feng Xiaoshan acted very calmly. In his 2 lifetimes, he has seen many beauties, but these girls are not enough to mess up his Taoist heart. Chevron_left. Previous. Seeing so many beautiful girls at once, Huowu also felt the pressure. No wonder you two want to come to Tianshui Academy. There are so many beauties, it's really eye-catching. Sister, we are here to do business. Everything is for the championship. TCH. You will be just like him soon. No. Feng Xiaoshan patted Huo Wushwang on the shoulder and joked. Calm down, there are more beauties on campus, I'm afraid. Didn't you see the big warning sign at the door? The 2 girls looked to be in their 20s and did not look like students. They were probably female guards working at the school. Feng Xiaoshan walked forward and said with a smile. 2 beautiful sisters, I am from Shenfeng Academy and they are from Blazing Academy. We are here to find you, Dean Meng. Feng Xiaoshan said as he took out the letter of introduction written by his grandfather to Dean Meng. I have a letter of introduction here. Please show it to Dean Meng, sister. She will know it right away. A girl smiled and took the envelope. You have a sweet mouth. We are all girls in our college, so we are strictly guarded. Just wait here for a while. I will show it to the dean. If she agrees, I will take you in. Okay, please sister. You're welcome. After the girl left, Huowu said to Feng Xiaoshan angrily. Sister, one sister at a time, it sounds so smooth. Then what should we do? We still have to ask others for help. We are not familiar with the place where we live. We can't just break into the gate of Tianshui College at will. Why didn't I notice before that you have such a sweet mouth? Feng Xiaoshan chuckled and did not explain. He is 23 years old after all. As a human being in 2 lifetimes, if you can't even do this, how can you get along? The other side. Office of the Dean of Tianshui College. Meng Wanqing is handling school affairs. Someone knocked lightly on the door. Come in. Dean, there are 3 people at the school gate who want to see you. Who? 3 young men, 2 boys and a girl, said they were from Kamikaze Academy and Blazing Academy. Divine Wind and Blazing Fire. They are our college's opponents in this Soul Master competition. What are they here for? I don't know either. There is a letter of introduction here. Take a look. Meng Wanqing took the letter, opened it and read it. Looking at it, he frowned. There is such a thing. You bring the 3 of them in. Yes, Dean. After a while, the girl returned to the school gate. Our dean has read the letter. You 3, please come in with me. Okay, thank you. Feng Xiaoshan, Huo Wushwang, and Huo Wu followed the girl and walked into the campus. This campus is special, built entirely for girls. There are flowers and various vines everywhere on campus. The smell of herbs, mixed with the unique fragrance of girls, is warm and romantic. The campus is full of beautiful girls, and everyone is dazzled. The 3 of them were particularly eye-catching as they walked on the campus road. Aren't these the 2 boys at the door? Why did the dean let them in? I don't know, maybe my relationship with the dean is unusual. Look at that red-haired girl, she is also very beautiful and has a very elegant temperament. Well, it seems that the 3 of them are from other places. While walking, Feng Xiaoshan suddenly asked. Beautiful sister, your school rarely lets men in, right? Of course. You have also seen that everyone here is full of beauties, which is also the biggest feature of our school. Some people have evil intentions and some have evil intentions. We have to ensure the safety of the girls. If it weren't for that letter of introduction, the dean would also I won't let you 3 in. Well, you did the right thing. Huo Wushwang whispered in Feng Xiaoshan's ear. Brother Tian, Grandpa Feng's letter of introduction is quite useful. That's right, Grandpa said that Dean Meng is a generation behind him. No wonder. After a while, the 3 of them were taken to the reception room. You guys wait a moment, I'll call the dean. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Feng Xiaoshan looked around, feeling a little nervous. I heard from Grandpa that Dean Meng is in her early 40s and is an aloof woman. If you want to convince Tianshui Academy to form a new team with you, you must pass her level. Sudden. Boom, boom, boom. It was the sound of high heels on the wooden board. Sonorous and powerful. Huo Wushwang and Huo Wu were both a little nervous. You 2 stop talking later, let me talk. Oh, I see. Just as he was talking, Meng Wanqing walked in. The moment they saw her, the 3 of them were stunned. Just like her name, this woman has a cold temperament all over her body. Her facial features are exquisite, her skin is as fair as jade, and there are no blemishes on her face. His eyes were sharp, full of arrogance and stubbornness. He is tall and has long, straight haze blue hair that falls to his waist. That concave and convex figure added a bit of charm to her. She looks only a few years older than Huo Wu. How does she look like a 40-year-old woman? It's not an exaggeration to call her sister. While the 3 of them were stunned, Meng Wanqing suddenly asked. Are you 3 looking for me? Feng Xiaoshan finally came to his senses. Hello, Dean Meng. Hello, Dean. Huo Wu and Huo Wushwang also shouted out. Meng Wanqing nodded, smiled slightly, looked at the 3 of them, and said. If I guess correctly, you should be Feng Xiaoshan, and you 2 are from Blazing Fire Academy. The 3 of them nodded together. Xiaoshan, is your grandpa in good health? Thank you, Dean, for your concern. My grandpa is in good health. Well, that's good. Your grandfather told me in the letter, saying that you created your own soul skills, which can use the wind element to fuse other elements. I'm afraid you came all the way to Tianshui Academy not just to exchange soul skills. Bar. You were right. To be honest, we are here for this Advanced Academy Soul Master Elite competition. As expected. Both of your colleges are competitors of our Tianshui College in the competition. If you have any. After a few brief conversations, Feng Xiaoshan discovered that Dean Meng was actually not as aloof as his grandfather said. Maybe it's because the 3 of them are juniors, so she doesn't act so strong. Feng Xiaoshan thought for a while, and then said seriously. As expected, Tianshui, Shenfeng and Blazing Fire will all enter the finals of this competition. I want to join Blazing Fire and Tianshui in the finals to form a new team and challenge the Wahundian team. Chevron_left. Previous. The 5 major element academies all have the ability to enter the finals, but after all, they are just running around and have no chance of winning the championship. Meng Wanqing smiled coldly. Challenge the Wahundian team. I heard that this year's Wahundian team is full of talents. 3 members have already reached the Soul King level and are called the Golden Generation. It's not a bad thing for young people to be arrogant, but it's not wise to overestimate their own abilities and insist on throwing eggs against stones. Where did you get the courage to challenge them? Everything Meng Wanqing said makes sense. Everyone knows that the Wahundian team is powerful. In this Soul Master competition, they are bound to win the championship. Feng Xiaoshan showed the soul ring calmly. How will you know if you don't give it a try? Seeing that Feng Xiaoshan's 4th soul ring was a 10,000-year black ring, a look of surprise flashed across Meng Wanqing's face. However, she quickly calmed down. No wonder you are so confident, let me see how much you weigh. After Meng Wanqing finished speaking, he activated his soul power in his palm. In an instant, a blue light mask enveloped Feng Xiaoshan. Feng Xiaoshan felt a strong pressure that made him almost breathless. Meng Wanqing continued to release his soul power. Immediately afterwards, a wave of cold air hit, and the blue. She wants to test my strength. It won't really hurt me, so let her see it. Feng Xiaoshan immediately activated the Nine Yang Divine Art. He has already mastered the third level of the Nine Yang magic technique, Jiang Hot Qi. As long as you practice Qigong, you can resolve the coldness in your body. Coupled with the output of soul power, maybe the ice shield can be broken. Feng Xiaoshan's body stopped shaking and slowly regained his composure. The ice cover also began to melt little by little. Meng Wanqing was surprised, but there was a hint of joy on his face. Not bad, there is actually a way to melt my 1,000-year ice cover. Meng Wanqing stopped. Huo Wushuang and Huo Wu were very happy when they saw this. They once again witnessed Feng Xiaoshan's strength that he had never shown. They once again witnessed Feng Xiaoshan's strength that he had never shown. Brother Tian, are you okay? I'm fine. Feng Xiaoshan looked at Meng Wanqing and said modestly. Thank you, Dean, for showing mercy. I'm a little curious, how did you do it? Logically speaking, your current soul power is not enough to dissolve it. Feng Xiaoshan found a reason and explained. My fourth soul ring comes from a 10,000-year-old greedy demon snake. When I absorbed the soul ring, I had already experienced the power of extreme yin and extreme cold, and therefore understood the method of harmonizing yin and yang, so I was lucky enough to dissolve your 1,000-year ice. Covered in cold air. Meng Wanqing nodded doubtfully. I see. It seems that you are indeed gifted and have extremely high understanding. You flatter me. Meng Wanqing looked at Huo Wushuang and Huo Wu on the side, and said with a smile. Feng Xiaoshan is a little stronger than I thought. I wonder how strong you two are. Huo Wushuang smiled awkwardly. The two of us are naturally not as good as Brother Tian. Don't be modest. Since he is the son of Dean Huo and the captain and deputy captain of the Blazing Fire Academy team, he must have some strength, so let's give it a try. After Meng Wanqing finished speaking, he tested Huo Wu and Huo Wushuang in the same way. Even though both of them were fire attributed, they were completely suppressed within the 1,000-year ice cover and had no power to resist. Feng Xiaoshan had just experienced that kind of bone-chilling pain. Without the protection of Nine Yang magic, he would not be able to crack it at all. Seeing that the brother and sister couldn't bear it, Meng Wanqing stopped in time. It's not bad. It's good to be able to persist for so long at such a young age. Feng Xiaoshan walked over. How are you two doing? Fine. Huo Wu praised. Dean Meng's 1,000-year ice shield is so powerful, my blazing fire has no reaction to it at all. This 1,000-year-old ice is as hard as iron. Ordinary fire cannot damage it. Moreover, it can confuse people's minds and cause hallucinations. I see. No wonder I felt like I was being torn apart by an ice blade just now. Meng Wanqing smiled coldly. Although you three have some strength, I'm afraid you're not strong enough to challenge the three Soul Kings of the Wuhandian team. Feng Xiaoshan took over. That's why we came to your academy. I believe that as long as our three element academies of wind, fire, and water join forces, we will have a chance to defeat the Wuhandian team. Huo Wushuang quickly agreed. Yes. You haven't seen Brother Tian's self-created soul skill that can be combined with other elements. Meng Wanqing was a little confused and a little hopeful. Really? Senior Feng also mentioned it in his letter. I really want to see how powerful he is. Feng Xiaoshan looked around. He wanted to find an opportunity to show it off in front of Meng Wanqing. Meng Wanqing seemed to know what he was thinking. It's not convenient here. Come with me. The three of them followed Meng Wanqing. Passing by the corridor, Meng Wanqing ordered his assistant. Tell Shui Binger and the others to come to the training ground. Yes, Dean. Meng Wanqing said as he walked. Our 5 major element academies will meet sooner or later in the Soul Master competition, so why not communicate in advance? Well, that's what we have in mind. Feng Xiaoshan knew that as time went on, Tianshui College would defeat Blazing Fire College in the Soul Master competition. Fire and water are incompatible, these are two elements that are completely incompatible with each other. Shui Binger, the captain of the Tianshui Academy team, is a control-type fighting spirit sect. Vice Captain Shui Wu is an auxiliary fighting spirit sect. There are also people like Shui Yue of the agility attack system, Chu Ruoshui of the power attack system, all of whom have considerable strength. Moreover, they have a trump card. Shui Binger, as the leader, can jointly launch powerful martial soul fusion skills with Shui Wu or Shui Yue, causing ice and snow to drift. Water can defeat fire but cannot defeat invisible wind. Later, Tianshui Academy lost to Shenfeng Academy. However, this has not happened yet. Feng Xiaoshan, Huo Wushuang and Huo Wu followed Meng Wanqing to the training ground. Many students gathered on the training ground. Seeing the dean coming, everyone got out of the way and talked in low voices. I wonder who the 3 young men behind the dean are. Why did they suddenly come to the training ground? Now there's something good to watch. Meng Wanqing suddenly said to Feng Xiaoshan. Xiaoshan, you don't need to participate in the competition, just watch from the sidelines. Why? I just tested you. Based on my understanding of Shui Binger and the others, no one can be your opponent if we are one-on-one. Just as he was talking, a group of long-legged beauties came over. They are the Tianshui girl group that is about to participate in this Soul Master competition. Several girls were talking as they walked. The dean suddenly called us to the training ground. I don't know what happened. Look, the three people behind the dean don't seem to be from our school. They look about the same age as us, like students. I don't know which school they are from. Shui Yue covered her mouth and laughed softly. That tall boy with long hair shawl-shouldered looks so handsome. You girl, you are a nymphomaniac again. A few girls chatted and came to the center of the training ground. Only then did Feng Xiaoshan see their faces clearly. Under normal circumstances, it would be difficult to give your best against these beautiful girls. Meng Wanqing introduced to the girls. This is Feng Xiaoshan, the captain of the Divine Wind Academy team in this year's Soul Master competition. These two brothers are Huo Wushuang and Huo Wu, the captain and deputy captain of the Blazing Fire Academy team. The girls were surprised. It turns out that the three of them are the leaders of the rival academy team. Meng Wanqing went on to introduce Feng Xiaoshan and the other three. This is Captain Shui Binger. This is Vice Captain Shui Wu. Team members Shui Yue, Yu Haro, Shen Luyu, Ji Yu Qingbo, and Chu Ruoshui. Shui Binger is about 1.65 meters tall and has a very well-proportioned figure. She is neither the exaggeratedly plump nor the skinny type. She has long aqua blue hair hanging down her back, and her fair face is dotted with delicate facial features. There is no doubt that each one is beautiful, with strength and beauty coexisting. Hello, hello. Everyone greeted each other. Meng Wanqing said to the girls. They are all your opponents in this Soul Master competition, and they are quite powerful. Take this opportunity to communicate with the two from Blazing Academy. Good. The girls all looked excited. Many female students gathered around. Meng Wanqing said to Huo Wushuang and Huo Wu. Since you two are the captain and deputy captain of the Blazing Academy team, we will also send the captain and deputy captain. Good. Huo Wu was a little unconvinced. If we can beat them once, we can beat them a second time. My brother and I are not weak either, so don't worry. Feng Xiaoshan knew very well that there was no chance of Blazing Academy winning this competition. The brother and sister were unable to crack Shui Binger and Shui Wu's martial soul fusion technique, Ice and Snow Qiaoling. Feng Xiaoshan didn't tell them this in advance, which would be unfair to the two girls in Tianshui. After all, it takes time to activate martial soul fusion skills. If the Huo Wushuang brother and sister knew about it in advance, they could destroy and prevent them from launching the martial soul fusion skill in advance. Feng Xiaoshan was thoughtful. Shui Binger and Shui Wu cooperate, and the ice blade they emit is similar to my wind blade. The ice and snow whirlpool is similar to my first soul skill, wind blade array. If I launch a tornado and inject wind power into their fusion skills, what will be the effect? The ice blade flies faster, the vortex will also accelerate, the force will be stronger, and the power may be doubled. Through meditation, you understand the method of merging storms with ice and snow. You can control the wind and snow, and you can create tornadoes of ice and snow storms. Close black lens bracket. Feng Xiaoshan was shocked. At this time, the Blazing Academy brother and sister were completely suppressed. Huo Wu refused to admit defeat and was still struggling fearlessly. If this continues, the brother and sister will lose ugly. Huo Wu's bad temper, don't ruin my good deeds. While the power of the falling ice and snow is still there, try to fuse it. Thinking of this, Feng Xiaoshan took a few steps forward. Then he stood still and stretched out his right hand. The wind is coming. Suddenly, cold wind gathered from all directions, and then the wind became strong. The strong wind picked up the falling snowflakes in the sky and formed a fierce tornado storm. This sudden scene stunned everyone present. The four people on the field stopped fighting. Huo Wushwang's eyes widened and he exclaimed. Oh my god, it's another fusion skill, and it's a second fusion. Huo Wu looked at Feng Xiaoshan who was using his soul skill with a look of shock on his face. The girls watching the battle on the sidelines looked at each other and were all curious about what kind of soul skill it was. Wow. So cool. Meng Wanqing was also a little surprised. Is this his ability to control the wind? It can be perfectly combined with the drifting ice and snow. Although Feng Xiaoshan's behavior was a bit irrational, Meng Wanqing did not interrupt him and wanted to see what he was going to do. Feng Xiaoshan's sudden intervention broke the originally tense atmosphere on the field. Even Shui Binger, who had always been calm and composed, was a little at a loss. Feng Xiaoshan walked towards Shui Binger and Shui Wu and explained. Your martial soul fusion skills are very powerful, and I can't help but want to join in. You go on, I will try to fuse the storm into it, maybe it can form a trinity fusion skill. Meng Wanqing nodded towards Shui Binger and Shui Wu. Then you two should cooperate with him. Yes. Feng Xiaoshan said. Don't be nervous, you two. Just use the martial soul fusion skill as before. The direction is under my control. As the snow danced, snowflakes began to float in the sky again. Shui Binger activated her soul power, and the snowflakes condensed into ice blades, forming a whirlpool of ice and snow. Feng Xiaoshan also injected soul power and wind power into it. A tornado of ice and snow formed within a moment. The tornado was mixed with wind blades and ice blades, spinning faster and faster. You can clearly feel its superpower. In the past, Shui Binger was the leader when ice and snow started to drift. But this time, Feng Xiaoshan took the dominant position. The storm seemed to be tied to a rope, firmly in Feng Xiaoshan's hands. Feng Xiaoshan asked him to go east, so he went east. Let it go west, and it will go west. Let it go to heaven and earth, and it must be obedient. Boom. Boom. The ice and snowstorm hit the ground, directly blasting a big hole in the ground. The girls were all startled, and some even screamed. Feng Xiaoshan stopped in time. The first time I tried Trinity Fusion, I was a little unfamiliar, but it was still successful. With the blessing of the tornado, the power of the floating ice and snow became much stronger. Meng Wanqing walked over, and the other 5 girls from the Tianshui team followed behind her. Huo Wu and Huo Wushwang also walked to the center of the training ground and said to Shui Binger and Shui Wu, "We lost this competition. You two are indeed very powerful, especially that martial soul fusion skill. You two are also very powerful. If the ice and snow hadn't fallen, we wouldn't have been able to defeat you. We will strengthen our practice after we go back, so we won't lose to you next time. It's an honor to have opponents like you. Next time we are on the field, we will compete again." Good. Feng Xiaoshan felt a little strange. Although Huo Wu lost, she was relieved this time and smiled at each other with her opponents Shui Binger and Shui Wu. Meng Wanqing came to Feng Xiaoshan. "It seems that what your grandfather said in the letter is true, but I didn't expect that your ability to control the wind would reach this level." Feng Xiaoshan bowed to Meng Wanqing. "Dean Meng, I'm really sorry. I was too reckless and interrupted their competition. It's not important. Anyway, the outcome has been decided. There's nothing to argue about." Meng Wanqing explained to the girls from the Tianshui girl group. Feng Xiaoshan has a very high level of understanding and has created 2 soul skills. The one he used just now is one of them. He can control the wind and merge with other elements to produce stronger power. The girls were shocked again and felt incredible. They all looked at Feng Xiaoshan with admiration. Shui Binger looked at Feng Xiaoshan and asked softly, "Are you also a control soul master?" Feng Xiaoshan smiled slightly and replied, "My martial spirit is the Gale Wind Two-Headed Wolf, a mutated martial spirit, so it has both the attack power of the strong attack system and the speed of the agility attack system. I recently learned the art of controlling the wind, which can be considered half a control system." Chevron_left. Previous. After hearing Feng Xiaoshan's explanation, the girls were even more surprised. Meng Wanqing also felt incredible. Feng Xiaoshan's martial spirit is a mutated martial spirit. Fortunately, it is developing in a good direction, so it is so powerful. There are very few soul masters who can combine strong attack, agile attack, defense and control. Feng Xiaoshan could actually do it. He is indeed gifted and possesses extraordinary understanding. Shui Binger said modestly, "You are so awesome. It seems that our Tianshui Academy will lose to your Divine Wind Academy again in this Soul Master competition. You are too modest. The Soul Master competition is a team competition. Your team has better cooperation. It is not certain who will win or who will lose." Shui Binger smiled slightly. "Well, we will meet on the field soon. I look forward to playing against your academy." Having witnessed Feng Xiaoshan's strength, Shui Binger actually had little confidence. After all, water can overcome fire, but not wind. Feng Xiaoshan's strong wind will blow his opponents off the stage. Meng Wanqing now trusts Feng Xiaoshan a little bit. "You just gave me another surprise. After your storm merged in, the power of the ice and snow has increased a lot." Feng Xiaoshan said modestly. "This is all the work of Shui Binger and Shui Wu. If they hadn't merged to create ice and snow piaoling, my wind would be just wind, and the storm would just be an auxiliary thing." Meng Wanqing smiled and said to the girls, "You take Huo Wushwang and Huo Wu for a walk. I have something else I want to talk to Feng Xiaoshan alone." The girls took away Huo Wushwang and Huo Wu. Meng Wanqing asked, "You said that our 3 Elements Academy reformed a new team in the finals. Where do you think the Spirit Hall is? They will not allow this to happen." "No, they will. Really? You answered so firmly, is it because you know something?" Feng Xiaoshan explained. "To be honest, I have made a lot of preparations for this competition and also learned a lot of information. In this competition, Wuhun Palace has a strong opponent, Shrek Academy. There was a genius in that team named Tang San, who had twin martial spirits. They did not want the Shrek team to pose a threat to the Wahundian team. According to the rules of the competition, as long as the team enters the finals and retains the original team name, there is nothing wrong with temporarily changing the team members. Wahundian will do anything for its own interests. If we form a new team, we can help them fight against Shrek Academy, so they will agree." Quote. Meng Wanqing frowned. She didn't expect that Feng Xiaoshan knew so much. Shrek Academy. I don't think I've heard of it before. That's normal. It's not a well-known college. It turns out that he has twin martial spirits just like Bibi Dong. Then do you know what Tang San's twin martial spirits are? I know, one is blue silver grass and the other is clear sky hammer. Meng Wanqing was stunned when he heard the words, Ocean Hammer. The surname is Tang, the martial spirit Ocean Hammer. Could it be that he is? Dean, your guess is correct. Tang San is the son of Tang Hao of the Hoshan sect. More than 10 years ago, Tang Hao seriously injured the former Pope Qian Zunji, which caused the Hoshan sect in Wuhun Palace to become enemies. Over the years, Hoshan sect has disappeared in order to avoid the pursuit of Wuhun Palace. Tang Hao is also missing. Meng Wanqing understood, but still had doubts. Tang San has a special identity. Logically speaking, his identity won't be exposed easily, but you know it. It's really strange. Dean, I can't tell you more about the reason for this. In short, my information will not be wrong. You will know when the time comes. Okay. If it's like what you said, Wuhun Palace will never allow him to win the championship. However, he shouldn't be old, right? Is he really that powerful? In order to dispel Meng Wanqing's doubts, Feng Xiaoshan explained again. Dean, let me tell you some more information. The leading teacher of Shrek Academy is Yu Xiaoging, the master of theory, as well as Flanders the Four-Eyed Owl, Luerlong the Horn of Killing, and Zhao Wuji the Immovable King. Hearing this, a look of surprise flashed across Meng Wanqing's face. I didn't expect that with the Golden Triangle from back then, plus Zhao Wuqi, their teaching staff would be pretty strong. Feng Xiaoshan then added. Not only that, but their players are not weak either. Tang San possessed twin martial spirits, the blue silver grass was immune to fire and water, and the clear sky hammer was infinitely powerful. Among their team members are the White Tiger martial soul and the Netherworld Civet Cat martial soul. The two of them can perform the fusion skill of the martial arts, Netherworld White Tiger. There is also a team member whose martial spirit is a mutated evil fire phoenix. In addition, there are two auxiliary team members, one of whom is from the Qibao Glazed sect. Quote. After hearing this information from Feng Xiaoshan, Meng Wanqing was even more surprised. Even the Seven Treasures Glazed sect is involved. It seems that their strength cannot be underestimated. Yeah, no surprise, they are the team with the best chance of entering the finals besides Wuhun Palace. Wuhun Palace's reward for this championship is 3,000-year soul bones, originally for the 3,000-year-old soul bones of the Golden Generation. It was prepared by people, so we will never allow other teams to win the championship. Then you still want to challenge? Feng Xiaoshan smiled and joked. What if we defeat the Wuhandian team? For Wuhandian, it is better for the championship to fall into our hands than to fall into Shrek Academy's hands, right? You are right, but Wuhun Palace is not that easy to deal with. Dean, I think if our Three Elements Academy joins forces, we can give it a try. Meng Wanqing thought for a moment, with a look of disdain on his face, and he seemed to be dissatisfied with Wuhun Palace in his heart. The Wuhun Palace, like our academy, is open to civilians. When the former Pope Qian Zunji was in office, the Wuhun Palace was the most desirable place for young soul masters. But now, under the leadership of the new Pope Bibi Dong, it has become a mess, with a posture of, those who follow me will prosper, and those who go against me will perish. The two great empires, Tiando and Xinglo, dared not speak out in anger. It's time to rub the spirit of that poisonous woman Bibi Dong. Quote. Feng Xiaoshan was very happy to see Meng Wanqing's attitude. This is done. Dean, do you agree? Meng Wanqing nodded. Since there is no problem with your two colleges, let's give it a try. However, I also want to hear your specific plans. We will maintain the original team formation in the qualifying and promotion rounds, and then merge again in the finals. The rules of the competition require that each participating team must have 7 members, so how do you plan to arrange it? I have thought about this a long time ago. 2 from Shenfeng Academy, 2 from Blazing Academy. Your Tianshui Academy has a better cooperation, so I will send 3. Meng Wanqing smiled when he heard Feng Xiaoshan's praise for Tianshui College. It seems that you are indeed prepared. In Team Tianshui, Shui Binger is undoubtedly the strongest one, Shui Wu's support is also very important, and the remaining 5 are pretty much the same. Meng Wanqing smiled when it seems that in Team Tian. However, Shui Yuei is the youngest and has the most potential. Counting her, there are only 3 of them. Quote. Chevron _ left. Previous. Home. Index. Next. Chevron _ right. You'll also like.